Okay, so I'm going to take a minute here and just explain how my queen walk works. Just give you some feedback on what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to do. So I went in this particular attack with 9 wizards. I use 4 healers every time. I use 10 or 11 Valks depending on whether I need to use a hog or not. Couple golems. I put 4 Valks in the clan castle. Of course, heroes. I go 1 rage. I went 3 jumps in this particular case, and I'll explain why in a second. 1 freeze. Usually I go 2 earthquakes. Or 4 earthquakes and a jump instead, but this time I went with a slightly different composition. And because of that earthquake situation, I was able to use some dark spells, so use a poison and a haste, which I ended up not using in the war. So the particular reason I was going for, normally with earthquakes, what I would try and do is find a nice crowded intersection, earthquake, a core open, and then bring my Valks in from that angle. In this particular case, though, opening this up too much would cause my Valks to spread out too much. So my real plan of attack here was to come in at an angle like this and just go jump, and that would get me into the core, and then I could afford to jump back out. I always try to jump out of the core with Valks, because if you let them spread out and attack walls, they tend to get chewed up by defenses. So my particular approach here was I was looking at the situation that I have an expo there, an expo there, and an expo there. You never want to put a queen walk into a heavy expo concentration, or you're going to end up getting chewed up. So my plan was, as I recall, was to come up here, and my thought was put my queen here, let her decide to go north or south, so to speak, and then once she made that commitment, I was going to decide to then come in here or come in here. As the case turned out, she started walking this way. When she did, I came down this way. So we'll go ahead and hit replay. First thing I'm going to do is drop the queen, the 4 healers. She starts taking fire. Now at this point I'm watching her pretty closely, because early in the fight you might have to trigger her ability or hit a rage. So I'll let this go. Little butt kicking going on. She's taking some fire. It's all single targets. Now she's taking 2 point defenses, which means she will start to lose health. So what you want to watch for is her to take that out. This is where you want to eyeball the rage. Now I know that she's moving to the north, so the first thing I do is drop my jump spell, and I start clearing out left and right of my approach, because when you do that, you don't want your Valks to run along the outside. Truthfully, I didn't need wizards over here. I just needed them over here because the queen was going to take care of that. Valks come in. Now right here, in a perfect world, I would have hit my freeze. Well, I did hit my freeze, but I should have done it a little sooner. So anyway, Valks come in, a second jump. Valks move into the core. And you're going to watch them end up placing my jump, I think, over here. The idea is to open as many pockets as possible. I went down here. Notice I'm trying to open as many pockets as possible, simply because, you know, those Valks will do a lot of damage, but they need to be able to move pretty freely. Impeding their movement is the fastest way to get them killed. So not a spectacular attack for me, but it just gives you kind of an overview of what I'm looking for and how I do it. All right. Thanks. Okay, this is another video on my Queen Walk Valk attack, just to give you guys kind of an overview of what I'm looking for. This is actually a Town Hall 9 cleanup, and one of the things you'll notice is I'm using essentially the same comp as I did in the other attack. The only difference here is I'm running some wall breakers. Down here, 9 wizards, you know, is pretty much my standard. 4 healers. 10 Valks is kind of the standard number for me. I used a different amount last time. You can see I went with 1 less Valk to get my wall breakers this time. Couple golems, same comp in the clan castle, which is always 4 Valks. 1 earthquake, that's over here. I use 3 more of my own, and then I run 2 rage, a jump, and a freeze. Truthfully, I probably should have went with a heal in place of the freeze on that Town Hall 9, just so that way when I get my Valks into the core, I can throw a heal on, and that'll help them, you know, push the fight even longer. But anyway, you know, it always starts with me with throwing down my queen, and the name of the game with the queen is you want to place her so that you don't care what direction she goes in. So I put her down in this corner, and if you'll notice, what I'm looking for here is just to get her to commit in one direction or another. My plan is that I'm either going to jump through here, or I'm going to jump through there, or I'm going to jump through there, depending on her movement. So she's going to move in. She's going to take out these defenses. Now she's going to probably start getting fired on by 2 point defenses, so I'm going to see her health start to drop here. So you want to watch that closely, and you just want to fire the ability if you need. Now in this case, I took that out, and I realized now only 1 point defense is firing on her. She's going to gain health back. So I'm good there. So now that I'm watching, I'm going to make sure she's fully committed moving in this direction, which is what I think she's going to do. The minute, yep, in fact, that's what she's doing, you're going to see me drop an earthquake over here. And the idea is to earthquake a big pocket, open up as many walls as possible. Go in, drop a golem, wait till he's committed on fire, get the wall breakers on the ground. Doors open. Now I'm going to wizard screen this way because the queen is going to make sure the Valks don't go this way. Throw that in. That's going to take care of any clan castle. Get the Valks in. I'll place a rage right here. You place the rage, and I should have gone a little deeper in with that rage. But Valks flood in. They catch this rage in their path. They'll take care of that. Now what I'm going to do is, you notice I throw a jump right there, and that just opens up, allows them to finish the core and then continue the move. Golems just go out and screen for fire, and the rest is essentially a race. If you'll notice, my queen is still down here, and she's just slowly marching along. And because I took out all those heavy defenses, she's just going to continue to cruise the map while these guys just do the same. Wizards with golem fronts, bunch of Valks up top, kings fully engaged, and it pretty much is over at this point. So, pretty similar strategy, which is nice. One of the things I love, and you guys have known me in the clan for a long time, I like to pick a comp that works for both 9s and 10s, kind of, you know, all things. So you get more reps on it, and you get real comfortable with the flow. So I'll post more videos, but here's just here's a Town Hall 9 attack. Thanks for your time.